All right, so this time of year is so exciting for film fans, not because of the movies that come out in January, but the movies that are expanding in January that came out in December and maybe November, which are Oscar films. And we're here to talk about the nominations that are coming up for, do they call it the 2017 Oscars or the 2018 Oscars?
2018.
Always confuses me. But we're here to predict what we think are going to get nominated this year. The nominations will be announced on Tuesday, January 24th, and they will be revealed, so we're here to predict them. This is the Apocaflix movie show where we talk all things film. I am your host, Jacob Bartley, and I am joined by Jake Berlin and Keith Barnes. Keith, it's been a while, man.
I'm back.
Yeah. Still here. Just one sentence. We haven't got your thoughts on The Last Jedi. How do you feel about it?
I love it. It's not in my top 5 Star Wars movies, but I love that movie.
Yeah.
I think what Luke Skywalker did at the end, for all you knuckleheads out there complaining, oh, it's not my Luke Skywalker. That is the most Luke Skywalker Jedi thing you could possibly do.
Yes.
He did
After watching it a few times, I
And,
agree.
Yeah, I've seen it 3 times and I love it.
All right, well, let's jump into it. We got some categories here. We're only going to talk about the main categories, but we might mention a few at the end. So let's start with Best Picture. So we know that they can nominate up to 10, but they have some type of, process that it can be anywhere from 5 to 10. But let's start with you, Jake. So what movies do you think are for sure going to get nominated?
So a little disclaimer before we start. Yeah. For all of these categories, I have not been able to see as much as I wanted to.
Yeah,
still catching up a little bit.
Same goes for most of us, right?
Yeah, still catching up a little bit. So there are going to be movies that are kind of left off.
Yeah.
A lot of my categories kind of revolve around the same films because a lot of Oscar movies, they're not only nominated for like Best Director or Best Picture, but Best Actor, Best Supporting, etc., etc. They're kind of all around movies. So, Best Picture, starting off, I gotta throw this in there because it's a film that I absolutely love. But Baby Driver, what Edgar Wright did with that movie, Ansel Elgort, that whole cast, just the film in general, fantastic. I think it's and what they did with the score and the music and everything, really, really cool. I, Tonya, of course. I just finally watched it last week.
Did you finally see it? I haven't seen
absolutely
it. Wow.
Just adore that movie.
Best Picture worthy?
I think it's Best Picture worthy. I was so upset when it didn't really get anything at the Golden Globes.
Yeah.
I know the Golden Globes is kind of like a joke in the film award, but
didn't Allison Janney, didn't she?
She did win Best Supporting. I think she did. I'm
Globe?
pretty sure she won Best Supporting for that one. And,
awesome.
So yeah, I, Tonya in there.
I need to watch that.
Just talking about it last
I also got Lady Bird, obviously the movie that everyone's talking about, the Sacramento film for us, very close to home, obviously. I was just able to watch it today with The Post, one of the best movies of the year. Definitely would have made my top 10 for 2017 if I had watched it beforehand. And I got to throw this in there because it was my favorite film of last year, but Blade Runner 2049. I think this movie is
I haven't seen it yet.
well deserved of Best Picture. I think what the film did, not just as a movie, but kind of the humanity aspect and the just being people on this planet and everything. The film is fantastic. So yeah, I, Tonya, The Post, Baby Driver, Lady Bird, and Blade Runner 2049.
All right, Keith, I'm curious to see if your list is any different than Jake's, because I know you've seen a few that he hasn't and haven't seen everything he has.
Yeah, it is. I have one on here that I didn't see, but everyone loves this movie, and I'm going to start with that, and that is The Shape of Water.
I have not been able to see it yet. Jacob's the only one who's seen it.
I have seen The Shape of Water.
Yeah,
yes.
people love this movie.
I might mention it.
I might have to. I'm trying to catch up on a lot of the contenders, so that's what I've been doing. And I haven't seen that one, though. But, I love Del Toro. He's always... it really sounds like he's knocked it out with this one, so... It looks weird, but...
It's definitely weird.
Yeah,
part of the reason why I liked it.
It seems like it's
definitely.
pretty good, so I'll check it out. One we were just talking about before we started, Molly's Game, which... Jessica Chastain, Sacramento's own, Idris Elba, Kevin Costner crushed it in this movie.
Yes, he did.
But he's been growing on me lately, and I really liked it. I loved it. First time director for
Aaron Sorkin, yeah.
Mm-hmm. We've got a couple first time director people that we're going to talk about, but he did a great job. The dialogue is amazing. Great performances by the actors. I love Molly's Game. It's 2.5 hours.
Yeah, I didn't feel like
and
it.
I didn't
honestly.
feel like it.
Idris Elba's really great.
Great, yeah.
But Jake hasn't seen it yet, so let's stop.
Yeah, don't
stop spoiling it. For
I was looking forward to that movie more than anyone.
That's gotta be your next one. You were.
Yeah, don't talk about that anymore.
You gotta make that your next one. So that one. But the one I actually saw right before that, Darkest Hour.
I haven't seen Darkest Hour.
Gary Oldman, man.
Great.
Yeah, that movie's great.
And I love him big. I love Churchill. I like World War II
I need
stuff.
to watch that. I think that's next on my list.
It goes
I gotta see
great
it.
with Dunkirk because I got Dunkirk for Christmas.
Yeah.
And then when I went and saw Darkest Hour and then went home and watched Dunkirk, and it's like those two things go right together. Gary Oldman, I mean, you can't even tell it's him.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're saying he's the lock.
It looks like
to
it's
win,
Winston
so.
Churchill. It's great. He looks and sounds and so we'll get to him later. But that was my next one. I got one that I don't know. I hope it'll make it. You mentioned one that I'm a Baby Driver. I'd go with you on that one. But
I think it definitely deserves it.
It deserves it,
Yeah.
absolutely. I got that for Christmas too. I just watched it the other day.
I hope it gets one of those 10 spots.
I hope so. But I hope this one gets in there. It should. That's Logan.
Yes.
I'm gonna be angry.
I'm hoping
Like,
that it gets nominated.
I'm gonna be
man.
physically angry if Logan doesn't get nominated. How could it not?
It's tough, man. It's tough.
Listen, if you can go up to 10,
Yeah.
there's no reason to not get Logan in there. Everyone's
And the Academy voters have changed a lot in the past few
Yeah.
years, so
Yeah.
it might get in. We'll
Yeah.
see.
Dark Knight was the only superhero movie to be
I don't think it
nominated,
wasn't
correct?
nominated.
They changed the rule
Nominated.
because
It was-
it's Dark Knight.
yeah.
It didn't get nominated. It
Okay.
should have.
That was the last year that it was only 5.
Yeah,
Cool.
Yeah.
yeah. And if they had done 10, it would have gotten. So Logan should definitely be there. It seems like they're campaigning for Patrick Stewart.
Yeah.
I've seen, so maybe it'll get some buzz in there. I just mentioned it accidentally by mistake, but Wind River. I'm still debating. Whether
I forgot about that one. Throw that on my list too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was surprised you didn't
forgot
mention
about
it, honestly. I was really
totally
surprised,
spaced.
honestly.
Yeah.
I was like, am I the only one who's going to mention it? But I know you loved it too,
Yeah,
so.
loved it. Brian's
Yeah.
not here, so I can yell at him for not loving Wind River.
I know. That's why he's not here, because he didn't want to hear about it anymore.
Man, that movie was like I talked about it before. It was tough. Yeah, it's tough to watch a little at certain
Oh,
points.
yeah.
But I'm still debating whether or not it's my best of the year. I'm flip flopping between that and Logan. Well, now Molly's Game, having seen that might be my top
It's
3.
tough,
But,
man.
Yeah. So those are the 5 that I got, and I'm gonna throw in Baby Driver with Jake from that one too.
Yeah. So I have seen The Shape of Water. I do have The Shape of Water on my list. It's just a beautiful film. No other way to describe it. You guys got to check it out for sure.
Yeah.
This one is just very much hopeful wishing, and that's Logan. I think it definitely deserves it, and I think it has a strong chance, but I don't know if I would bet $100 on it. Like, let's just say that. I think it deserves it. The Post is definitely getting nominated. The Post, I just saw it yesterday. It's incredible.
The Post is getting nominated. The
Here's the
Post
thing.
is definitely getting
Oh,
nominated.
you don't think so?
Well, only because I wonder if probably should. But I wonder if it's that it's like the Meryl Streep thing, like with Streep and Spielberg and
No,
Hanks, that people might get.
It's getting nominated.
It's funny
should.
though,
It's
because
getting
look, this is the
nominated.
cliche Oscar movie, but it
That's
is
what
an
I'm
Oscar.
saying.
Like, it
It's-
deserves it, you
Yeah,
know? Like,
100%. I wouldn't be
Um,
surprised if it won. I
yeah,
would not
honestly,
be surprised.
I
if
wouldn't
it
be
won.
surprised either.
Yeah.
Lady Bird,
Yeah.
I think
Lady
Lady
Bird.
Bird's getting nominated. I said enough about that film. Here's my outside shot, other than Logan, it's Get Out. People love Get Out.
Yeah.
And it's not in my top 10 of the year.
Still haven't
I
seen Get
really like it a lot, and I rewatched it. I got it for Christmas on Blu-ray
Okay.
from my brother. But I think because of the cultural significance of the film, I think it has a chance to get nominated. And
Especially in a year with all of these different
exactly.
type of things going on as far as...
I think for that reason alone, and it's a great movie in my
Yeah.
opinion. I think it has a good chance. Wind River, you know what? A lot of people aren't talking about it, like critics and
I
stuff
know.
like that. It's
That's
crazy,
bothering me.
but I do think it will get nominated. And then I think Coco has an outside chance. Only 3 animated films have ever been nominated for Best Picture. I think Coco might be the 4th. But yeah, those are mine. Shape of Water, Logan, The
Wait a minute.
Post, Lady
What are the
Bird,
others?
Get Out, Wind River, and Coco.
What are the others? The other animated movies? You got
Oh,
nailed.
Beauty and the Beast,
Okay.
Toy Story 3, and Up.
Up?
Yep.
Yeah,
Up was nominated
Was
for
it
Best
nominated
Picture.
for
Yep.
Best Picture?
Okay, wow.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah, Beauty and the Beast was the first one.
Good job.
All right, so let's move on to Best Actor. We might be mentioning some of the actors that were in these films. I'll go ahead and just start this one up. I haven't seen Darkest Hour, but everyone's saying Gary Oldman's a lock to win.
Yeah.
I think, man, it's tough. This is mostly wanting, but I think Hugh Jackman definitely deserves a nomination. For Logan, not for The Greatest Showman, for Logan. And I think there's like an outside chance. I think if there was a top 10, he would definitely get in.
Yeah.
And another one I think is Jeremy Renner. I think Jeremy Renner was nominated for The Hurt Locker, I believe.
Yes.
And
Yeah,
I
he
think
was.
this is his best performance ever. So I think
Yeah.
he has a chance for Wind River. But Keith, what's your list for Best Actor?
Jeremy Renner was going to be my dark horse. I got Jeremy Renner
Oh,
on
I
there.
stole it from
You
you.
did.
Stole it from you.
that easily the best performance and I love Jeremy Renner. Yeah, you mentioned
that last scene
Hurt
between
Locker.
him and the dad. Oh man.
Yes, absolutely. And then I think he won. Did he win one for?
I don't think he won.
He might have
Hurt
won like
Locker.
a smaller award for something.
Yeah, maybe not. Yeah, he did.
Yeah, but I
But
don't think
Hurt
he ever
Locker
has
won Best Picture.
Yeah,
right?
that's what it won.
That's
He
probably
won
what
Best
you're
Picture.
thinking. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. And then the only other one I got is Gary Oldman because it's obvious, of course, because he just transformed into Winston Churchill. But yeah, you mentioned Hugh Jackman. I was thinking about that. I don't know. I think he should. But I'm thinking of other lead actor performances of the year. I don't really.
There's not a lot.
I don't really have any.
There's
so
not a lot.
Maybe
I mean, people are going to say Franco. Franco might get one.
Yeah.
I haven't seen.
Oh, yeah,
I haven't
right.
seen it.
Yeah, I forgot
but
that. Yeah, maybe.
Franco might get one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for me, I got Gary Oldman is obviously the one. I think he's a lock to win it. I don't think there's any way.
Yeah, we're having trouble coming up with. Other
I don't think there's any
people,
way
you know?
he doesn't win
Yeah.
it. I have Hugh Jackman in there. I would love to see it for Logan, but I actually think there's a chance it happens for The Greatest Showman.
Really?
And because I've been hearing some good things, maybe not about the movie, but as far
he's
as
great in the
as
movie,
far as
but
him,
I've seen it. Yeah.
Okay.
as far as him in the musical, that's almost like his forte,
Right.
in a
Yeah.
way. And so
Where he
I
came
wouldn't
from.
be surprised to see that. And then my dark horse is actually Tom Hanks from The Post,
I was thinking about
and
that.
Here, is he supporting or leading?
That was the
that's
thing I
the
was
question.
and
because I was going to put him down.
I
for
was
support.
watching it today, and I think he's the lead in that movie, personally. I do think he's
You
the
can
lead,
make a
and
case.
it
Yeah.
could be a case that it's actually a co-lead between him and
Yeah.
Meryl Streep.
That's possible.
Because it's both of their
That's
stories.
happened before.
I think they
yeah.
go by screen time.
Yeah, and if it's by screen time, I would think that Tom Hanks has a
He
little bit
might
more
be,
because
yeah.
it has a lot to do with the paper and the actual stuff going on.
No, it's
he
about
takes
him
the lead
trying
in
to
that.
get that stuff
Exactly,
done, and
so-
they just go to her when they need
And
to.
if they
you know?
need to throw
So-
another name in there, I would not be surprised if they throw his name in there.
Yeah.
yeah,
just
it's
to
tough.
do
It's
it.
like Steve Carell in what was that wrestling movie called? The
Yeah,
Foxcatcher.
Foxcatcher. It's like that was tough.
Yeah,
Was he supporting or lead? And
Yeah.
he got lead.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if he gets lead, I'm sure Tom Hanks will.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Honestly, I just wasn't sure.
Yeah, those are my three. So.
Yeah. So best actress. Let's run.
Yeah,
into
best actress.
Jake.
Again, I wasn't able to see a lot. Like I wasn't able to see Molly's Game. I probably 100% would have thrown Jessica Chastain on there because she's my girl. I wasn't able to see The Shape of Water, so Sally Hawkins could not see that.
Yeah, right.
I heard she was absolutely just phenomenal as a mute in that film. Frances McDormand, of course, didn't see Three Billboards. She
Oh,
won the Golden
yeah.
Globe Award for that one. But I have Margot Robbie for I, Tonya. It's absurd that she didn't win because I think she is just fantastic in that film. What she did with the Tanya Harding character, just perfect. Like she is
need to watch
so
that movie.
good.
Yeah.
She
Yeah.
is so good in that role. Saoirse Ronan, of course, in Lady Bird. Obviously, what she did with that movie, she is so good. Every time she does a movie like this, she gets nominated. She deserves
Yeah.
it. And then my dark horse is actually Michelle Williams from All the Money in the World.
Oh,
The Ridley
wow.
Scott film. She
haven't
was
seen it
she
yet.
was
Yeah, either.
surprisingly really 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 good, and I like Michelle Williams a lot.
Yeah.
but she's never really given like that prominent role in a film. Like she was
she
in like
the movie that much.
yeah, it was
really?
definitely. I would say she was a lead in comparison to Mark Wahlberg and Christopher Plummer.
Okay.
She definitely took the most screen time over all of them. It was kind of her and Mark Wahlberg together a lot of the time.
Okay.
But she was in the beginning of the movie a lot more than he was, and then it kind of leveled out towards the end.
She was in Manchester by the Sea, right?
She was in Manchester by the
She got
Sea.
nominated for that.
And,
for
and
Best
then a lot of
Supporting,
people
I believe.
who are not your average or your big movie fan may recognize her from Oz the Great and Powerful.
Yes.
She was the White Witch.
Mhm, that's
and
very
so that's
true.
where people recognize her
She's
from.
a great actress.
She is, and I think that
I need to see
she's
that
going to
as
get a
well.
lot more roles, but I think she was a dark horse in this run. And if they need names, you could see her in that one.
Oh,
So,
for
yeah.
sure, absolutely. So I got Meryl Streep. Like she gets nominated when she isn't good, and
Right.
she was great.
She'll be
in The
nominated.
Post.
She will be.
Yeah, she'll be nominated.
Like she was nominated for Into the Woods,
Right.
and
Yeah.
she's the lead. Like there's people in that movie that are way better than her in that film, but she's the GOAT. Honestly, she's the greatest of all time as far as females go. And
She'll get nominated for like Mamma Mia probably.
yeah, honestly, she will. But for this movie where she actually deserves it, she's definitely going to get nominated. I also have Saoirse Ronan. She was phenomenal in Lady Bird. I think she's a dark horse to win, but I think the winner is going to be Sally Hawkins for
Yeah, I
The
think
Shape
so
of
too.
Water.
Okay.
She's
See,
amazing.
I think
And
it's between her and Frances McDormand.
the funny thing is, I'll consider that a spoiler, but yeah, Sally Hawkins, I think she's going to win it, but definitely get nominated.
Okay. Boy, first let me go back to All the Money in the World. Is that wide released?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
It's playing here. It's playing at the Mall Theater, not Arden.
Okay,
Mall. It's
gotcha.
playing at
the
Mall.
United
the
Artists
small
one.
one, the smaller
Yeah.
one.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, yeah, I'll check that out.
Yeah, it's a long movie, but it's very interesting as far as like how that all went down.
Right.
If it stayed true to what it really is,
Yeah.
it's incredibly interesting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Michelle Williams she's one of those where. See, I love Michelle Williams. I think she's great. There was a movie she did.
I haven't
with,
seen her in
Ryan
enough
Gosling.
things, honestly.
Place Beyond the Pines?
Was that it?
Was
No, she wasn't in that.
She wasn't in
Oh,
Place
I
Beyond
know
the
what
Pines?
movie you're talking about.
it's-
I don't know the name off the
it's
top of my
incredible.
head. Yeah.
Drive. Was she in Drive? Or was that
I
Carrie
don't know.
Mulligan? That might have been Carrie Mulligan.
No. It was.
I know exactly what movie you're talking
Yeah,
about, but I
it's
just can't think of
incredibly-
it.
She's like
She plays those roles.
She's like Casey Affleck, where she hasn't been given the credit.
Oh,
That's what.
definitely,
Yeah, I was just going to say that she just,
one day she's gonna have this one role that just kills.
Yeah,
She's
she's
hands down
gonna- yeah,
winner
man.
that year.
I don't.
She's
I don't-
going to. She has the
right.
talent.
I don't want her to be like the
Yeah.
lady version of DiCaprio, where she just
Goes
never
on
ever
forever.
Yeah,
man, 'cause
yeah.
she's incredible in everything she's in. But listen, I got Margot Robbie. I'm gonna add Saoirse Ronan too because I love Lady Bird.
Yeah.
I didn't talk about that for Best Picture. I got to throw that on there too.
Yeah.
We talk. It's that movie is Sacramento. It is
Yeah,
Sacramento.
exactly.
It's perfect.
It might as well be called Sacramento.
Right.
Honestly.
Love that movie. But yeah, I'm gonna throw her in too. But Margot Robbie, even though I haven't seen Tanya, she looks like she is Tanya Harding. I remember when all that stuff happened, man, and that was it's a pretty fascinating story.
I had no idea going into the movie, and that movie is just
I
good.
definitely can't wait to see that. So I'm gonna put her on there. My number one. I don't know that she'll get nominated. To tell you the truth, she should, but I'm gonna say Jessica Chastain.
Yeah, I wasn't
Roger.
sure about that one. She's really good in the movie,
Great.
but I don't know about it. I gotta see some more films to see if she'd make that list.
Listen, if you can, never mind. Yeah, I was gonna say something she did that, man. If you could do that,
don't spoil anything for me, man.
But yeah, that's gonna be my pick. I hope she gets nominated and definitely wins. I don't think she. You guys are talking about Frances McDormand and what's her name? Shape of Water.
Sally Hawkins.
Yeah,
Sally Hawkins,
It
yeah,
sounds
yeah.
like that's the
Yeah.
I mean, playing mute. That's tough.
Yeah.
All right, so this next category is one I thought I was going to have a tough time coming up with some, but it's Best Supporting Actor, and I actually came up with 5. So I'll just go ahead and run mine down real quick. So I have Michael Shannon for The Shape of Water.
Okay.
Once you guys see that, you'll understand why. He's really great in that film. And I think he's
good
great
in
in
everything he does.
What was he? Was he
yeah.
nominated last year for Nocturnal Animals?
Yep.
Was that last year?
Yes, it was. That movie
Such a
is
weird movie.
wacky, man.
That
I
movie's
love
It is.
so
It's
wacky.
great, but it is the way it
It is
starts.
so
Oh my
wacky.
god!
Yeah,
Bizarre
that
thing
is
I've
the
ever seen.
weirdest movie.
I just
Yeah.
watched with him. I just watched The Night Before.
Oh,
I hadn't
yeah.
seen
Oh, where he plays the
He's pretty
weed
funny in
dealer.
that, yeah.
He should have got nominated for that.
I know, right?
That blew me away.
He's incredible in
killing me
everything.
movie.
He's
That
one
was
of my
great.
favorite character actors,
Yeah.
like for sure. I have Patrick Stewart for Logan. Like I think he actually will get nominated. I have everything for Logan.
Yeah.
I have Idris Elba from Molly's Game. There's a scene or two in there that had me going crazy for Idris Elba in that movie.
I know
That's
what
all I'll
yeah,
say.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I have Tom Hanks for The Post. See, I have him as supporting, but it can go either way, honestly. And one, I don't know if you guys will mention this, but I have Gil Birmingham. He plays the Indian father in Wind River.
Yeah.
The one who Jeremy Renner's sitting next
Yeah.
to at the end of the movie.
Yeah.
I think he really deserves to be nominated for sure. But yeah, that's my list.
It's a good call.
Yeah.
Good call. He was in what's the one with Chris Pine?
Yeah, I had to look up his name, honestly. I didn't know
Fine.
his
Chris
name off the
Pine,
top
Ben
of my
Foster.
head.
What's wrong with me? I can't think of it.
Oh,
Hell or High Water.
Yes, he
Yeah.
was.
He was-
You're
Yeah,
right.
he's the
Yeah.
sheriff.
He
yeah,
was.
you're
That
right.
was awesome.
Yeah,
So
which is
Jake,
another Taylor
how about
Sheridan
you
movie.
for
Yeah.
best supporting
Best
actor?
supporting actor, I got Patrick Stewart for Logan. I think that'd be awesome to see him in there. But the only other name I have because I haven't been able to see a lot is Steve Carell for Battle of the Sexes,
Oh shoot!
playing Bobby Riggs.
I haven't seen that movie.
Yeah.
I definitely think he would be best supporting because I think it's Emma Stone's movie.
That's
She
what I
kinda
heard, yeah.
took it over, but he is so flamboyant and just crazy in that movie. Very similar to what he
thought
did with
that guy was,
Foxcatcher.
too.
Just kind of whenever he was on screen, he captured what that character really was. So yeah, I got Patrick Stewart and Steve Carell for my supporting actor.
Good call.
Yeah.
Good call. What about Emma Stone? What do you guys think about, just to go back real quick?
She's really really good as Billie Jean King, but I
Yeah.
think the movie's just gonna get lost because it was released so early.
Yeah.
I
It was
forgot
released in,
about
like,
it.
April
I thought
or
it was
something
going to be
like
an
that.
Oscar movie, and I
Yeah.
haven't heard much people talk about it,
Yeah,
honestly.
same here.
Yeah.
So, all right. Good call. You guys mentioned them. I only had two. Patrick Stewart for Logan, and Idris Elba. And I think I might know what you're talking about. The scene that he had near the end of that movie.
We'll let Jake see it before we
Yeah,
talk about it ever
God,
again.
you guys keep talking about this flipping movie, man.
Hey,
watched
dude,
that
are you
movie, like,
surprised? We keep going back to it
Just,
somehow.
like, oh, look at that. He was great. So those are my two.
Do you guys think Gil Birmingham from Wind River has a chance?
I think there's
That's
a
a good
chance.
call.
and especially the diversity issue, it would address that for sure.
I just
You know-
hope that movie doesn't get lost.
Was he-
really hope that movie doesn't get
Yeah.
lost.
Really in it too much though. He really only.
Yeah,
Yeah, the
I feel like the
scene-
movie overall is going to get lost because
Yeah,
it did come
I
out
think his
earlier.
screen time may get lost.
Yeah,
Because he wasn't in the movie a whole lot, but when he was in it, he was phenomenal.
yeah, he's phenomenal. Like
Yeah.
you feel the pain dripping off the
Yes.
screen
Yeah,
in that
yeah,
movie
yeah.
for sure. All right, well, let's move into Best Supporting Actress. This is one where I did have a really tough time coming up with a lot of names.
Me too.
But I'll shoot it to you first, Keith. Let's see what you got for Best Supporting Actress.
Supporting actress. Yeah, I think it's. We're gonna go back to Lady Bird here. Laurie Metcalf.
Yeah.
Just
The mom in Lady
incredible
Bird.
in
Yeah.
that movie.
Yep.
And Allison Janney. You know, since I haven't. seen
Tanya,
the
man.
movie,
Oh my god, she is
looks
so good.
Just like the worst mother of all time.
Damn
And I
it,
love
didn't-
Allison
You
Janney.
you
She's
have
great.
no idea, man.
I just watched
Man.
a few weeks ago Juno, where she played the stepmom
Oh,
in
that's
that.
right,
She's
yeah.
great in that.
Yeah.
I love Allison Janney. She's funny on that show she's on with
Girls,
Sarah,
moms,
I think,
moms. It's called
yeah.
Moms.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
I've watched that a couple times. It's pretty funny. So seems like she's. I don't say she might be the favorite. I guess I don't know.
I think she's the
I
favorite.
think it's between those two.
It's a small.
I can't really-
It's another
I couldn't
small
think of anyone
list.
else.
For me, I have Allison Janney. I think she's a lock to win.
Okay.
Before I get to my next name, though, I will throw one more name on my supporting actor, and I completely forgot about him. But Sebastian Stan from My Tanya.
Oh, yeah. He
I
looks
think-
really good.
I
in
think
it.
he
Yeah.
is so good in the movie.
Okay.
The movie, like, I'm raving on this movie over and over again, but he is really, really good playing opposite of Margot Robbie.
Yeah.
Like, it shows his talent because of how good Margot Robbie is. He kind of raised his game.
Oh,
We
yeah.
haven't seen him much outside of the Marvel Cinematic Universe,
Well,
obviously.
he
so
can't
it's good.
do much with the Winter Soldier. Like,
Exactly.
he doesn't talk that much.
Exactly.
You know?
So it's good to see him kind of doing
see
some other things. But my other supporting actress, I actually have Mary J. Blige from Mudbound.
Oh,
It's
you
a
did.
Netflix film.
You did mention that.
It's the
before,
Netflix
yeah.
film by
She's great in
it's by
Wow.
Dee Reese, a female director, and Mary J. Blige plays a. This is not slavery, but she's basically a worker for a farmer, and she plays the wife of a husband who is like the main worker, and she is so good in that role.
I gotta watch that, man. I got
Playing
a bunch of movies. to
playing
watch.
opposite Carey Mulligan, and then Jason Mitchell plays her son. You have Jason Clarke as the farmer who they work for. Very, very strong. And I've never seen her in a film before. I know that she's done some pretty
She's
good stuff
been
in the
in stuff,
past.
yeah.
But I was very surprised at how good she was. And so if it is a small year, I could see her being
I
nominated.
could definitely
so.
see that
Yeah.
for sure. I have Laurie Metcalf. That's one that you mentioned, and like I said, it's tough. But I have one that ever since I've seen the movie, I've been saying she deserves it, but I can guarantee she's not going to get it. Is Rebecca Hall in Professor Marston in the Wonder Women?
Oh, okay.
It's one of those roles where you can argue she's the lead or supporting,
Mm-hmm.
but she is phenomenal in that film. You guys got to watch that not only to see how Wonder Woman was created, but it's a great movie. You know, Luke Evans is amazing in
Yeah.
it. Rebecca Hall's amazing in it.
Well, what a weird relationship. the
And it's
three
a
of them
it's
had.
an
Like,
odd
I've read
movie
about
too.
it.
It's really
Yeah.
interesting. So I would definitely check that out. But yeah, Rebecca Hall is my dark horse. I think, like we said, it's a small category. Like this year, there's not a lot of names, so maybe it'll get in there for sure. All right, so moving on to a category I'm excited to talk about, and that is Best Director. This one is one where I had to crunch it down to 5 names.
There's a lot. Yeah.
So I'm just going to mention a few here that I have. So, I mean, I think Spielberg for The Post is one to consider. I wouldn't be surprised if Aaron Sorkin, his directorial debut, gets a nomination, but we'll move on from that.
Freaking A, man. I'm just gonna walk away.
Also,
this is
wait,
a Molly's. This is a
So,
Molly's game discussion.
podcast.
It
I
is.
know, right?
It is.
Hey, we're talking about the Oscars. So another one is Greta Gerwig. I
Yep.
think she's gonna get nominated, and how awesome would that
Sacramento
be for
Zone.
female directors? But Jake, you got any different names on your list?
Yeah, I do. So I have Spielberg on there, and I'll throw Greta Gerwig on there as well. But I also have Edgar Wright for Baby Driver. I think
Good-
this
good
may
call.
finally be his time to
I
be
would love
nominated
that.
because the films he does are always they're always fantastic, but they're not Oscar movies.
Yeah.
this can almost be aligned with an Oscar movie in a way. It kind of has that feel. Denis Villeneuve from Blade Runner 2049. That's just a personal favorite.
Of course.
He's been. I don't know if he's ever been nominated for Best Director.
His movies have. But I don't know.
His movies
if he
have,
has.
and every movie he does is basically nominated. But
Arrival, he should have been.
yes,
Arrival,
but I think that he, if they do, dwindle down or they like Blade Runner a lot for Oscars, he could be a name on there. Dee Reese from Mudbound, I think that she could end up being nominated as well.
Okay.
The film. Again, talking about the whole the race thing and kind of diversity, this is a film that is on display. 100%.
Well, that was in your and Brian's top 5 films of the year, non-comic book, and I was way caught off guard by that. Honestly.
It's a film that hits you hard in a lot of ways, and in a year where it was full about diversity, and we got the Times Up thing going on right now. This is a film that people will probably look to. It's on Netflix. Check it out. You can watch it for free. It's amazing if you have Netflix, of course. And then a dark horse, I'm actually going to throw him in there, but James Mangold for Logan. I think that he could.
Yeah, because the direction is so phenomenal.
He could sneak in there just because we've never seen a comic book movie like that before.
Yeah.
And if Logan gets nominated for Best Picture, why not throw his name in there for Best Director? Because the film is that good because of him.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, we've never seen a comic book movie like this before. It was, in everyone's top 10 of the year for a reason. Not just because it's a comic movie, but because it's a great film.
Absolutely.
And James Mangold has been.
That's a great call.
And he did the Wolverine a few years ago, and they weren't able to give him the R rating back then. They gave him an R rating, and look what he did with the movie.
What was that Western movie he did? The one with Christian Bale.
3:10 to Yuma.
Did he get nominated for that? Because he should. I don't know what other movies came out that year.
Awesome.
Yes,
I watched
and Russell Crowe.
I watched that
Yeah.
earlier this year.
So good.
Yeah.
Oh my
So
god,
good.
Logan Lerman is awesome in that
Yeah.
movie. That movie's phenomenal.
Okay, well, I'm going to start with that because that was going to be my dark horse. James Mangold, who I think, between him and another one who I forgot to write down, I was thinking of her and I forgot to write down, Patty Jenkins, I think those may have been the 2 best directed movies of the year. I think
Patty Jenkins will be directed. Or be nominated. I think she'll be nominated.
I think she will.
Yeah.
I think she should. I think those are the 2 best directed movies of the year. Which is saying a lot because,
So there's a good chance we could have 2 female directors nominated.
I think there is because I also have Greta Gerwig.
Yeah.
And for another first-time director, Taylor Sheridan.
Yeah,
I was going to mention him too.
And he's been nominated as a writer in his films. Like, he did Hell or High Water, and then he did Sicario.
Yes.
And now he's doing his own stuff.
I'm going to use these 2 to jump back to something you guys were talking about last week, which is why you should not be worried about Simon Kinberg, what he's going to do.
Call back to us talking crap.
Both these guys, writers, first-time directors, Kinberg he's going to do great.
But it's a big comic book movie. I don't know. I know. We'll see.
But yeah, Taylor Sheridan, Greta Gerwig. But Greta Gerwig, I mean, what is... And I heard her talk about, it's not a literal biography of her life.
Yeah,
but just some of the stuff.
Bits and pieces.
Yeah. And you can tell it's great. You can tell she's from here, and it's great. And then again, haven't seen it, but Guillermo del Toro. I mean, he's getting a lot of buzz for his.
How is that not on my list?
Job.
Wow. Man, he might win. Honestly,
I think he might win.
He might win.
He won the Globes, right?
Did he?
I think I'm pretty sure he won the Globes. Yeah.
I think he
wow.
might.
How did I miss that? I can't believe that's not on this. Well, speaking of writers like Taylor Sheridan, let's move on to best screenplay. So, Keith, let's run it back to you. What do you got for best screenplay?
Now we're going original screenplay?
So, yeah, original screenplay.
Okay,
best original screenplay, yeah.
Jump back to Taylor Sheridan and go Wind River, which I believe is an original.
I tried to look it up, but I wasn't sure, but I'm pretty sure it is, yeah.
I mean, it's based on stuff that has happened in that culture, but it's not, like, adapted
from a previous... Okay, yeah, I think that... one of these are the 3 that I have. I think these are I haven't seen everything, obviously, but Baby Driver, of course.
Yes, sir.
That might be my winner. If I was going to vote, I might vote for that one. Because Edgar Wright is a writing just a savant. You can tell. Mm-hmm. You can tell he's one of those guys. You can tell his style when he writes in his dialogue. And then wait, we're going original.
Best original.
Oh no, I wrote down the wrong one. Never mind. Those are my 2.
Jake, what do you got?
So I got Baby Driver on there as well. Edgar Wright, his writing is phenomenal. Always has been. I, Tonya. I keep talking about the movie, but I, Tonya for sure.
No, that's at the top of my list to watch.
Yes, I think that might end up winning the screenplay. You also got The Post, the Spielberg film. which could end up winning as well. And it almost feels like an adapted screenplay, but the way it's based on those events and like kind of how it all unfolds is crazy. And then Lady Bird, of course, the Greta Gerwig film with Sierra Z. Ronan.
Yeah, I didn't write it down either.
So I got Baby Driver, I, Tonya, The Post, and Lady Bird.
Great list, man. I do have Baby Driver on mine too. I think, as far as categories, I think that's like the best chance it has is best screenplay.
You don't think The Shape of Water will take that one?
No, I don't think it's gonna win. I'm just saying.
I got to be nominated.
Like out of all the categories for Baby Driver getting nominated, I think it's the best chance. But no, I actually didn't put Shape of Water on my list either. But I do have Wind River on there. I think that has a good chance.
I'll throw that on mine as well. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I have The Post, and I have also Get Out. I think has a good. People love that movie. I think even though it came out earlier in the year,
well, it's falling. It's all year long.
Exactly. So I think it has a great chance of best screenplay more than best picture, honestly.
Yeah.
So let's just go right into best adapted screenplay. I only have 2. There's not a lot that I know of, but I mean, I have Molly's Game, and then I have Logan, because Logan is adapted from comic books, so it would be best adapted screenplay. Just like the directing, I think the writing is phenomenal, and it's James Mangold again. I don't know if he had a partner in that. I'm not sure. I think it was just him.
I think it's just him.
But the directing is phenomenal, so I think it has a good chance.
I'm surprised. Would you throw Wonder Woman on there?
I was thinking about that.
I don't know. I don't think
take out the whole film part of it, but in this specific year, as far as the diversity aspect, does Wonder Woman make that category?
I think it's possible, because look, I only have 2.
Yeah.
So it's like I gotta look around for more. But yeah, it's possible. Is it Logan and Wonder Woman in the same year? That would be crazy.
That would be crazy. Yeah, no, I got Logan on mine as well. Obviously based on a comic book, one of the greatest comic book runs ever, or the arc, I should say.
Oh, the arc. Yeah, the arc. For sure.
I also have Mudbound, the Netflix film I've been talking about.
Is that adapted?
It is adapted.
Oh, wow.
And it's remarkable. Go watch it, but prepare yourself when you watch it, because it is hard to watch. And then I also got my baby Blade Runner 2049. It is considered adapted. And I also have Lost City of Z, which is a movie
a movie that you love.
Charlie Hunnam. It was on my top 10 this year, top 5 I believe. Came out in April, got lost in the limelight a little bit, but it is adapted off of a novel. And Charlie Hunnam's never been better in that film. The film in general is just phenomenal. I got Mudbound, Blade Runner 2049, Lost City of Z, and Logan.
Awesome list, man.
I'm sorry to do this to y'all, but Molly's Game.
Oh my god! Dude!
Listen.
We're just heightening his expectations even more.
Yeah, if I hate this movie, I'm coming back to you guys.
You're gonna be like, I think my expectations are just too high.
Yeah, seriously.
I want to read that book now.
I would be interested in that.
Yeah, I want to take that book out, because it's a crazy story. I loved it. Oh, yeah, I was gonna say something. But, that's a good story. I think that one. What do you think about this? And I was thinking about it earlier. I didn't write it down, but I didn't know for sure. I don't know if this is an Academy nominated thing, but what about It?
Wow, I didn't think about that. But
would that be considered adapted?
Yeah, it's based on the book. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah, but
it could be.
I think that's a possibility.
Yeah.
Out of all the categories, I think that would be the most likely for it to get nominated.
Because throw a horror thriller on there. Throw all the different genres.
That would be really cool. Actually, I didn't think about that.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
That was all I had.
That's all you have? All right, well, we're going to wrap this up soon, but before we go, do you guys have any other categories that you want to bring up? There's tons of more categories at the Oscars. We were just covering these ones that we know about and care about, but like Best Animated, we're pretty sure Coco's going to win. But Keith, I know you said you had some categories to bring up.
Cinematography.
I wait
all night for the cinematography.
Who's the cinematographer of Dunkirk? That's who's gonna win.
Oh man, nah. See,
you hit it on the head. See, I thought that, so I got Dunkirk.
I was sitting in the post this afternoon.
That's
and
good.
The first 15 minutes, the first thought that popped in my head is, wow, this is the best looking film I've seen.
Yeah.
It looks great.
And then I gotta go to my baby Blade Runner 2049.
I got that too.
I gotta go to that one. So
the scene in the post when they're in the restaurant, when they first meet in the restaurant.
Oh, just the look of it, yeah.
It's just one shot.
And then just the tint he puts on, like the color with the cars and the outfit, it's so good.
But I'm gonna throw in Wind River. The cinematography in that, the big wide shot.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
The nature shots,
Absolutely
yeah.
right. Yeah, that's
It's
beautiful.
big,
Yeah.
bright. You can tell a lot of it's natural light too. It's very well done. Wonder Woman. Some great cinematography in that.
There
especially
is.
especially the Themyscira scenes. That was really, really good. Baby Driver. Bill Pope, who's one of the best of all time. He did the Matrix, at least the first one. I'm not sure he did all three, but and then you mentioned Blade Runner. That's another one. That,
What about Wonder Woman for visuals?
Yeah, it's
Visual
possible.
VFX, yeah. I mean, there were like the I forget what they call it, but the run where she's running down the war scene,
right?
and she's getting shot up with all those bullets.
God!
Like, the
yeah.
visuals in that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
that's a
and
good
and
point.
when she's
Oh,
jumping
No
up and down
Man's
with her
Land.
lasso,
The
No Man's Land, that's what it's
scene.
called.
That
Yeah,
scene
But like
is beautiful
with her
yeah.
lasso and like
Good
just
call.
the visuals in that
Yeah,
film in
that's-
general.
Yeah.
That's a good. We didn't talk about special effects, but
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, Star Wars.
You
is
got
gonna get
Star Wars is gonna get nominated
every
like
time
always.
Star
it
Wars,
is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Blade Runner's probably gonna get in there as well.
Yeah.
Probably a few other comic book movies.
Yeah.
Honestly, Spider-Man: Homecoming, maybe.
Probably
Guardians. Volume 2.
Guardians because of the colors.
Oh,
and-
there's so much going on. in
yeah,
Guardians.
so much going
could
on.
see
I just watched that
Guardians.
a couple days ago for a second time. And
Thor.
there's definitely
Thor Ragnarok.
Thor.
Oh,
that might-
Thor
there
is
you
the,
go.
That might be the winner.
Honestly,
that
it might
be the
win.
winner. Yeah,
You might get two MCU.
throw that in
movies
for
there.
best picture. Man.
Yeah. Hey, I would love it. Too.
That'd
I would vote for it. Seriously, I would vote for it.
Yeah.
All right, well, that's gonna wrap up our 2018 Oscar predictions. Those are just the nominations. We'll come in and predict the winners once we
Yeah.
get to that point. But as I said, they're coming out next week, so those are our predictions. I want to thank Keith and Jake for joining me today. Thank you guys. It was fun talking some Oscar movies. I'm your host, Jacob Bartley. This is the Apocaflix Movie Show. You can find us all on this YouTube channel, all at apocaflixmovies.com. If you like all things film, please subscribe. And also, don't forget to check us out on iTunes. I forgot to mention it last time when we closed out, and Jake even reminded me, but I won't forget again. Check us out on iTunes. We put our main shows and most of our
And the Padawan.
videos. The Padawan podcast are all Star Wars podcasts on there. Don't forget to check us out. Thank you all for listening.